The Mizo people are an ethnic group native to northeastern India, western Burma and eastern Bangladesh. This term covers several ethnic peoples who speak various Mizo languages. The Mizo are one of the hill tribe. The clan of Lusei people were the first Mizo people to become known to outside groups. The larger ethnic group was first named after them as the Lushai. The present Indian state of Mizoram was called the Lushai Hills and was defined as a district of Assam in the British Raj and independent India. The people of the Lushai Hills demanded a distinct political territory when India achieved independence. Due to continuing efforts by its people to gain autonomy, the national government approved Mizoram in 1972 as a union territory and in 1987 as a full-fledged state of India. As the people organized, they chose to identify as Mizo, rather than by the individual clan names such as Hmar, Pate, Lushai, Byronkhiangte, Mara, Pawi, etc. Their languages belong to the Tibeto-Burman language family. The state has one of the highest rates of literacy in India at more than 91%. The Mizo people are mostly 88.00% Christian, following a wide variety of denominations. Etymology. The term Mizo is derived from two Mizo words mi and zo. Mi, in Mizo, means person. There is dispute on the term zo. According to one view, zo means highland, and Mizo means Highlander, are people living in high hills. Historian Lalvangliana says zo may also mean cold region, and therefore Mizo signifies people of the cold region. Though the term Mizo is often used to name an overall ethnicity, it is an umbrella term to denote the various clans, such as Pawi, Pate, Mara, Hmar people, etc. A number of dialects are still spoken under the umbrella of Mizo. Some of them are Mizo Torm, Hmar language, Gangte language, Pate language, Thadukuki, a subclan of Gangte who still speak their own dialect, Lai and Mara language. Demography. Sandwiched between Burma in the east and south and Bangladesh in the west with a total of 630 miles. Mizoram is inhabited by the Mizo people and the minority Chakma and Ryang communities. Historically speaking, Mizo people are a part of the great waves of 18th century immigration from Tibetan Yunnan province of China into eastern and southern India. They had earlier migrated into western Burma, which they reached around the 7th century. They were on the move again 1,000 years later. Mizo people were influenced by British missionaries in the 19th century. The spread of education by Christian missionaries led to people in 2011 as having achieved a high rate of literacy of 91.58% of the population. Many also adopted Christianity. Religion. A great majority of ethnic Mizo people are Christians. The major Christian denominations are Presbyterian, Baptist, Wesleyan Methodist Church, United Pentecostal Church International, the Salvation Army, Laram Jesus Christ Baptist Church, Seventh-day Adventist, Evangelical Church of Maryland, Congregational Church of India in the Southern District of Saiha, Roman Catholic, Pentecostal Churches and EBC Alkal Range Champhai in Aizawl. The Zombie Baptist Church is in Aizawl, Champhai area and Alkal Range Development Area. Since the late 20th century, a small number of Mizo and related ethnic peoples in two northeast India states have begun to practice Judaism, stating that they are descended from a lost tribe of Israel. They number at most several thousand in a population of more than 3.7 million in these states. Most Mizo do not agree with this identification. Several hundred have already emigrated to Israel, where they had to complete conversion to be accepted as Jews. In 2005, the chief rabbi of Israel ruled that they were part of a lost tribe, but any wishing to emigrate must first complete formal conversion to Judaism in Nepal. Historical perspective. During the later part of the British rule, the people in Lushai Hills as well as in Manipur Hills felt that the British administration was trying to exert control through the chiefs of the communities. There were several rebellions against the British rule as a result, and an anti-chief movement gained ground. In 1946, the Mizo Common People's Union was formed. In the event of India being independent, the Mizo Union, as it was soon called, demanded that Mizoram should be with Assam rather than adjoined to Burma, as the pro-chief party advocated. With the independence of India, a secessionist group in the Union favored joining with Burma, to which they were linked historically, ethnically and linguistically, with common roots of the languages. The separation of India from Burma in the year 1937, the partition of India in 1947, and the government's administrative extension over the Indian part of the area reduced the free mobility of the inhabitants. The rules to allow free passage across the India-Burma and India-East Pakistan international borders were not regularly honored. Chafing at the restrictions, many of the Mizo never accepted the new territorial boundaries. They rebelled in the March 1966 Mizo National Front uprising. Sociolinguistic variants. The multi-ethnic and pluralistic state of Mizoram has numerous communities, such as the Mizo, the Bru, and the Chakma. Mara, earlier known as Laka, is the predominant community of the southeastern district of Saiha. The demand for a separate Laka Hills district in 1945 led to the formation of an organized political party called Mara Freedom Party. Under the 6th Schedule Amendment of Indian Constitution, they were granted an autonomous district council, Mara Autonomous District Council. They have continued to struggle politically based on this strong identity. They have maintained the language through education, initially supported by the work of Christian missionaries. Due to the spread of Christianity, education also spread and molded the social life. The Mara have a high literacy rate. While the language is different, they can comprehend Mizo language. The Pites are indigenous tribes of Mizoram under the Greater Assam state since 1300 AD. The Tribal Research Institute of Mizoram in the published book, Pate in Mizoram, stated that the Pate people entered the present Mizoram along with Palian chief of Lushai around the first half of the 17th century. The first census of Lushai Hills by the British in 1901 have recorded that there were 2,870 Pites in Mizoram. In 1921 census, there were 10,460 Pites in Mizoram. If census is carried correctly on ethnic line, the Pate population will not be less than 1 lakh in Mizoram state. The Union government has recognized Pate as one of the tribes in Mizoram vide the Gazette of India Notice No. 10 of 2003 date January 8, 2003 of the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Orders Act 2002. The Pate are not a refugee, they are the original inhabitants of Mizoram. Truly speaking, Pites are larger than the Lushai. They live in Chin state of Burma, southern Manipur and northeastern part of Mizoram. The essential criteria for the creation of Autonomous District Council, which is mentioned in the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of India, such as distinctive culture, geographical isolation, etc., are fulfilled by the Pites of Mizoram. P.R. Kindar, former governor of Mizoram, in his book Mizo Freedom Fighters, stated that the northern territory of Mizoram was inhabited by Pate and their kindred groups. At present, the Pate people are living in 32 compact villages in the northeastern part of Mizoram. The geographical area occupied by the Pate people is about 2,000 square km, which is fit for creation of new district council to meet aspiration of the Pate community. The Pites are socially and culturally distinct from other tribes of Mizoram. Major Shakespeare, the then first superintendent of Lushai Hills, said that Pate dialect is unintelligible to Lushai. He also recorded that Pate have distinct culture and custom. In 1953, India adopted a constitution defining itself as a sovereign democratic republic. At the time, the Lai people of the southern part of Mizoram, a segment of the much larger population of Lai Chin, were granted an autonomous district council under the 6th schedule of the constitution to support their identity. Lormklai was created as the headquarters of Lai Autonomous District Council. The people have maintained use of the language in the community and in their education. Maintenance of language as a symbol of identity has been inculcated up to middle school standard. The Lai Autonomous District Council managed their education from primary to middle stage, in which the state government has no control or interference. Lai people speak both Lai and Mizo languages. Hmar. The Hmar are another of the numerous Mizo tribes of India, occupying a large area in the northeast of India. In Mizoram, they reside mainly in the north and northeastern parts of the state. Literally, Hmar means north and northern people, as they are living north of the Lusei people. At some point, the Lushai Hills people were recorded as Lusei, which includes many tribes like the Raj, the Lai, and the Hmar. Some scholars believe the name Hmar refers to a characteristic style of wearing a knot of hair on top of the head. Some of the people have agitated for more independence from India. In July 1986, after the signing of the Mizo Accord, some Hmar leaders here formed Mizoram Hmar Association, later renamed the Hmar People's Convention. The HPC spearheaded a political movement for self-governance of the Hmar in Mizoram, demanding an autonomous district council to cover the Hmar-dominated areas in the north and northwest of Mizoram. They wanted as much autonomy as had been granted to the Mara and Lai. The HPC activists formed an armed wing, the Hmar Volunteer Cell. They carried out an armed confrontation with state government forces until 1992, when representatives of the HPC and the government of Mizoram mutually agreed to hold ministerial-level talks. After multiple rounds of talks, they signed a Memorandum of Settlement in Aizawl on July 27, 1994. Armed cadres of the HPC surrendered along with the weapons in October 1994. The government established the Lushai Hills Development Council for the Hmar. Some of the HPC leaders and cadres rejected Memorandum of Settlement, breaking away and forming the Hmar People's Convention, Democratic. It has continued an armed movement for autonomy in the form of Autonomous District Council within Mizoram under the 6th schedule to the Constitution of India. Sub-tribes or clans. The Hmar tribe comprises numerous sub-tribes or clans. In the past, these clans had their own villages and their own dialects. However, today majority of the Hmar population use Hmar language. Some of the major clans are 1. Biate 1. Betlu 2. Chunglul 3. Dane 4. Fatlai 5. Munring 6. Kirby 7. Nampui 8. Namlai 9. Puilo 10. Sornlan 11. Talungyur 12. Tamlo 13. Themlai 2. Darngawn. Banzang 1. Famhoit 2. Sinate 3. Sanat 4. Lamchormte 5. Fatlai 6. Chormmunte 7. Sanit Rentlei 1. Zazing 2. Linelan 3. Tinkle 4. Thangthlawi 5. Thounder 6. Songhek 7. Tingthang 8. Sornal Pakhuong 1. Kongpui 2. Bongpui 3. Rangal 4. Chelate 5, Luhogtlau 1, Balsam 2, Thangam 3, Buolshuiak 4. Vantal Shakum 1, Dongle 2, Haunyang 3, Hamorm Faiheng, Ruolngul 3 Faihrim, Saivate 1, Tuzing 2, Bapui 3, Tuolai 4, Tuimual 5, Kolum 6, Thanril 7, Karkeng 8, Karfreng 9, Sekam 10, Thilanglung 11, Siling 12, Munna 13, Sima 14, Dulian 15, Karl 16, Sakam 17, Chawngthua, Kunthil B, the Vanshu, Ngendum, Ngente 1, Dosak 2, Dothlang 3, Dodai 4, Chonghawi 5, Lilo 6, Litui 7, Lering 8, Tongur 9, Zormte 10, Balt 11, Lalmang 12, Genzo 13, Twilil 14, Lungdap 15, Parker Ngenzo 1, Nilit 2, Kufmang 3, Swante 4, Dosorn 5, Suansong 6, Luolang 7, Sunmand 8, Manhill 9, Zormthwak 10, Lunthwam 11, Nitwang 12, Suonlam 13, Sorndo 14, Thuromsorn 15, Kapthang 4, Lawitlang 1, Rangchal 2, Sungte 3, Vart 4, Suomt 5, Talaunt 6, Chaunsam 7, Rawiti 5, Khawbung 1, Thanate 2, Pangamt 3, Pasamt 4, Rienset 5, Bunglung 6, Mualfi 7, Punte 8, Lazing 9, Vuot 6, Lungta 1, Myri Maid 2, Sorngate 3, Infamit 4, Nungate 5, Into 8 6, Lungchong 7, Pasulate 8, Kaivam 9, Tamrang 10, Sielnam 11, Thiasiakata 12, Shanate 13, Thilongate 7, Eliai 1, Neingite 2, Puruel 3, Pudite 4, Pulimt 5, Unongte 6, Thalanda 8, Thiek 1, Zaid 2, Amor 3, Tuala 4, Burrell 5, Hecte 6, Kungate 7, Tuhung 8, Selat 9, Numte 10, Trait 11, Numte 12, Karzul 13, Vankal 14, Pakmate 15, Tiran 16, Mante 17, Tamt 18, Chornal 19, Athu 20, Chomkal 21. Chomgekte 22, Ralsun Hekte 9, Zote 1, Pasayat 2, Chuang Harp 3, Simang 4, Ryla 5, Chonghao 6, Chongva 7, Buonshongte 8, Chornul 9, Dark Horlai 10, Tilangte 11, Parate 12, Rongat 13, Naiat 14, Neetham 10, Hrangkhawl 1, Penartus 2, Chalka 3, Foetong 4, Dumka 5, Kori 6, Sakachep 11, Changsan 1, Arme 2, Chaleng 3, Rort 4, Keluz 5, Zilmang 6, Nuldom 7, Thangringand 8, Ranyang 9, Zilchung 10, Nawithom 12, Ngurt 1, Saingur 2, Bangran 3, Chilawan 4, Bangran 5, Sanat 6, Sidang 7, Rantek 13, Ngente 1, Chonghawi 2, Dosak 3, Dothlang 4, Lilo 5, Lituit 6, Layring 7, Tuolngan 8, Zate 9, Bult 10, Zormkte. Political, linguistic and economic situation. After Indian independence, the democratic change and administrative setup of Mizoram led to an anti-chief movement. Feeling was widespread against the autocratic chiefs and for the Mizo Union. In 1955, at a meeting of representatives of various Mizo villages held in Aizawl, the demand arose for a separate hills state. The local people felt they had been ill-served by the Assam government during the Matam famine. When in 1960 the government introduced Assamese as the official language of the state, there were many protests against the Official Language Act of 1961. This was followed by the March 1966 Mizo National Front uprising, resulting in the attack of the military installations in Aizawl, Lunglai and other towns. The Mizo National Front, formerly known as Mizo National Famine Front, declared independence. The Indian government designated Mizoram as a union territory on January 21, 1972. Pulal Dengup, the president of Mizo National Front, signed a peace accord in 1986 with the Government of India, stating Mizoram was an integral part of India. Pulal Dengup came to the ministry in the interim government which was formed in coalition with Congress in 1987. The statehood of Mizoram was proclaimed on February 20, 1987. Present demand for inclusion in 8th schedule, with 91.58% literacy, the second highest in Indian states. Mizoram is a leader in the national emphasis on education. Because of this, its people have demanded that Mizo Tom be recognized as an official language in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. The demand is important and expressed in various aspects of social and political life. The English language is widely used in the state, especially in the fields of education, official matters and other formal domains. As it is in other parts of India, English had already penetrated the life and blood of the Mizo people for a long time. Along with the spread of education, Christian missionaries in the 19th century developed the current alphabetic system adopted for a written form of the Mizo language. Adoption of the Roman script has facilitated people's learning English as a second language. The admiration and demand for the use of English in Mizoram is no different from the same attitude in other parts of India. The Mizo have conducted a long, drawn-out socio-political struggle for identity and recognition, and succeeded in gaining political power from the central government in New Delhi. They fear being assimilated with other communities, and continue to insist on the separate identity and use of traditional languages to help maintain that.